Plaintiff, Stephen Hayes, says he's been on his own since the age of 14, and he basically raised the defendant, who is his brother. Stephen says he ran the streets when he was younger and didn't always make the best decisions, but he has since turned his life around and is very successful. Stephen's suing his brother for unreturned property. Defendant Horatio Albino says Stephen is nothing but a violent drunk who not only beat him, but also broke their mother's arm when he threw her down the stairs. Horatio claims Stephen asked Horatio's wife for sexual favors and also threatened his daughter's life. Horatio is countersuing for work Stephen was paid for but never completed.
All rise. This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Greg Mathis presiding. You may now be seated.
Start with you.
Your Honor, I've been on my own since I'm 14 years old. Okay, prior to me being on my own since I'm 14, I've been in and out of homes. I practically raised my brother. I took him in, I clothed him, I did the right thing for the guy. He was in such a bad situation in my mom's house, it was unbelievable. So I took him out and practically raised him.
That's a lie.
What part?
Of me being in a bad situation with my mother. If I can, since I was a little kid, he's been abusing me. He's been abusing his mother. He's been abusing everybody that comes into his life.
In what way?
He tried to beat my wife.
Yeah,
he asked my wife for sexual favors. This is my brother. He threw my mother down the stairs and broke her arm. He's an alcoholic.
Never.
He was on heroin before.
Okay, yeah.
Are you...
My mother used to call me up when I lived in Georgia crying that he's throwing up in the bedroom because he don't have a heroin shot.
That's all lies. Okay.
Never been a dope fiend?
Never.
Never been a heroin
I had
addict?
2 heart surgeries already. The first heart surgery I had was 19 years old. I previously had another heart surgery a month ago. I don't do this type of thing. Yes, maybe I might have drank when I was a little younger and got out of hand, but that's about it. None of these things pertain to this case, and none of this stuff is true. Like I said, I practically raised the guy. I've been on my own since I'm 14 years old. I ran the streets, I did what I had to do. But you know what? Maybe I didn't make a name for myself, a good name for myself when I was young, but I made a great name for myself as an adult. As an adult,
he doesn't even have custody of his kids. I take care of his kids. My mother has custody of his children.
Let him have his say. Go ahead.
I work for the 2 most biggest, powerful unions in the world, Local 3 and 32BJ. That's what I do. This guy, he doesn't work for a union. He doesn't work in it.
He got fired from Local 3.
Why everything you say is the opposite?
I don't know. He's trying to. This is, I think, funny to this guy. It's not funny to me. This whole thing is very serious.
Everything you say, though, it's the opposite times 10 when he says it.
Your kids come crying to me every day, and my wife, and mommy takes care of them. We take care of your kids. We got paperwork.
Absolutely
not true. The adoption is in process right now, that my mother's fully adopting his kids.
He has nothing to do with that.
He signed them over.
Is that true?
Yes, that is true.
Why?
Yes, that is true.
Why?
My kids are being adopted because I have a criminal record. I can't.
Violence.
I have no restrictions on my visit. My sons live with me.
Sir.
They live with me.
Sir.
Yes, sir.
Just because you have a criminal record doesn't mean you have to give up your children for adoption.
I'm not giving up my children for adoption. My mother's adopting them, and they live with me.
That is giving them.
I have to. There's reasons why. There's reasons why behind it.
Why? Abuse or neglect on your behalf?
No, not at all. Not at all.
That's the only reason they make people give up their children.
Not at all, Your Honor. They have a drug-addicted mother who I took them away from.
What about you?
Me, I have no drugs.
Why can't they live with you?
They can. They do live with me.
So why do you have to give them up for adoption?
Well, maybe I'm seeing this wrong.
Your Honor.
They live with me, Your Honor.
He's right.
They live with me.
I got an incident report here that he threatened to kill my 13-year-old daughter.
Let's see it. Sir,
oh my
did you do
God.
that?
Never.
It's one of these.
Never.
What else do you want to tell me? The good things you're doing, sir. Don't cut him off anymore. Let him build himself up. Then you can tear him down. Go ahead, sir.
2009, I called my brother. I was living in a situation where I had to get out of the situation. I called him to take my properties. He agreed to take my property, put it in storage. Okay. Previously, I tried to open up a business with him in Georgia, open up a flower shop, failed. I tried to open up again another plumbing company with this guy, failed. So in the midst of all of this, he was getting upset because I wanted to do the business legally. I wanted to go to the banks and do everything legal, and not like before where I lost the money and just I forgot about it. It wasn't happening this time.
When you say legally, you mean he didn't want to?
He didn't want to. Yeah, he didn't want to
pay
open
taxes.
Right. He didn't want to pay taxes. He didn't want to do anything.
Pay taxes.
He didn't want to do anything.
Your Honor,
and it's all my money,
okay.
all my money that opened these and
so
helped these things.
Businesses failed, and then
businesses failed. Yes, and then we went our separate ways. And back to this. My stuff. My stuff is everything that I own, Your Honor. Everything that I owned.
And then what happened after that?
He stored them, and the business,
when
the
did
second
he store
business,
them?
In his garage.
When?
That day, I think in 2009.
What
December,
month? Can you estimate?
In December.
December of 2009.
Yes.
He stored your things in his garage or home.
Yes.
And how long were they to stay there?
We never spoke about that because we're supposed to be family and brothers.
Why are you suing him? What happened?
One day I get a phone call from a bunch of people, my kids, my mother, saying my stuff was being thrown out in the garage, in the dumpsters.
A conference call?
Yeah, a conference. Yeah, I guess so. And I immediately ran over there to see that my stuff was in the garbage. And whatever I could salvage out of it, I took. And the valuables, my fishing rods, my TV, my stereo, everything like that.
Had he given you any notice?
No, not at all.
He wasn't on the conference call?
No.
I made the call to him.
That's the only call that was made.
Stephen, come to the garage. Your mattress got torn up by raccoons. It's ripped up.
Never a phone call, Your Honor.
You want your mattress, or you're gonna throw it out? He came to the garage, to my house, came to the garage, said, listen, throw it out, but I need you to still hold the TV. I wanted to let him in my house, but she was scared for her life. So I didn't want to, she didn't want him to come into the house.
You want to give your testimony? State your name.
My name is Claire Albino.
Now tell me how it came to happen that he had his things there first.
Back through the years, Stephen has always, he needed some place to live. We always let him stay with us, even in Georgia. He would sleep on the couch. He would never help us with bills, nothing. Pretty much a moocher. Caused major tension.
I opened the business. I'm the moocher. I opened the business with my money.
Major tension with my children because he was an alcoholic and got drunk and would pass out in front of them. Many times I've told him he better leave, and he says, no, I'm not kicking you out. He and I almost went through a divorce because of this, because I said, I know that's your brother, but I'm your wife, and your children are seeing this. The last time that he left, I said, if you do not get up right now, I swear to God, I'm going to go right across the street and call the cops and have them remove you from here. And he has a criminal record. He has, and I have 2 incident reports of harassment that he's threatened my daughter. One, he thought it was me walking the dog. He was at the other side of the courtyard and started cursing her out.
Never.
Oh, and then that's when I come running down the stairs because I heard cursing. I said, who is Stephen cursing out now? Because he always cursed his mother out in front of everybody. So
Never.
I took my daughter and went across the street and did an incident report. And they have it on record.
January of 10, correct?
Correct.
Now tell me about the items that were stored
It was in December because it was
before the
Christmas.
cursing
Right
out, before the incident.
Correct.
And so was there a time frame?
No. But
Okay. And when did you all tell him to come and get his things?
in January because it was a second incident.
Okay, so after these incidents, you said, hey, come get your stuff. It's
Yeah,
over.
it's
We're done
done.
with you. Now, the unreturned property, you put $4,900 you're suing for. Show me $4,900 worth of items that you allege he disposed of.
I have it here. If
Let's
you'd
see
like
it.
to see it.
And when you asked him about them, what did he say?
I didn't react. They wanted a reaction. I didn't react. I tried to do it the right way because I knew if I reacted, the police would be there. So I took
most
pictures
of the items
loss.
were fishing equipment.
Yes, all my
You
valuable
have his fishing equipment?
Not at all, Your
Where
Honor.
is it at?
He never gave me fishing equipment, Your
It
Honor.
was a lie.
Put it in,
Everything.
Stored it?
He never gave me fishing.
Did he store it?
He lived in a room.
Sorry, I lived in a house.
Hold on,
wide.
sir. Let's go over once again what you stored for him.
A TV, a mattress, and 3 bags of clothes.
What type of fishing equipment, sir? $2,000 worth.
Custom-made rods.
Describe them.
I had custom-made pen
How
rods.
many?
About 6 or 7.
About 6 or 7.
Yeah, about 6 or 7.
How much do they cost each?
One fishing rod was $500.
All right. So, and you had 6 or 7 that were disposed of?
Probably. And
Times
others,
500? So that would be 3,000.
and other miscellaneous stuff that went
And
with my
if
fishing.
you had fishing rods that cost
I don't just fish with
500
just with
each,
the rod.
sir, you would know how many you have.
No.
Yes, you would.
My custom rods, I've been fishing since I'm very young.
Yeah, right.
I acquired these things through the years.
Bottom line, sir, if you know that you have something that valuable, you know how many you have.
Well, yeah, it's about 6 or 7 of them.
I've been given gifts that are worth $500, a few pair of shoes.
This is my
I
sport.
know
I love
exactly
it.
the number of shoes I have.
It's around
that
6.
cost almost $500.
Your Honor.
The exact number.
Your Honor,
I have
it's about
4 pair of shoes. I know 4 or 5. It's not 6 or 7. It's not 7 or 8.
Your
I
Honor.
have 4 pair of shoes.
Right.
That cost over $300. And there's Gators because I'm from Detroit.
thumbs up.
$1,000 stereo, sir. What type of stereo was that?
It was a Sony.
And you just walked away.
I spoke to my mother about it.
No,
I spoke,
him. If you said they threw your things away or they weren't there, why didn't you say, where are my things?
because I knew they were inside. He just never gave them back to me.
I gave him, this is, I know I'm probably jumping the gun, but he got a letter in the mail from when I want to take him to court for money that I gave him. So once he got the paperwork, he decided to take me to court.
How long ago was that?
This was in December of '09.
$1,500 for wages. How does he owe you for wages, sir?
In December of '09, I started a plumbing company. One of my customers had a broken sewer line. I got the job from him. I gave him.
That I priced.
How much was it?
I priced.
How much was it?
$15,000. And you got a $5,000 deposit. You gave me $1,000 and took the rest. I work a regular job. I'm a
What
building
was
maintenance.
the agreement regarding your work?
The agreement involved with my work that he'd give me $1,000. He
Okay,
did give
and
me
he did
$1,000.
that.
He did. He's saying $1,500. He gave me $1,000, Your Honor.
Okay.
He took $1,000 and took the rest, he says, for materials.
All right. He owed you wages how, sir?
He gave him $1,500
And
cash.
you never finished the job? Is that what you're saying?
He took the money. He never came back.
I stopped the job with the customer, Your Honor.
Why?
I couldn't even
Because
do the
of
job.
him.
Your Honor.
How did he?
Because
cause
he
you to
called
stop
me and
it?
said he's
Your
going to
Honor.
do it all by himself. I said, no, you ain't.
I couldn't even do the job.
You have any evidence regarding the
I had to
wages?
sub it out to another plumber.
That's right, because you're not capable.
What's the name of the plumber
Why do you
company?
have to sub it out to someone else?
Because he's not
if he-
capable.
But you were
if
there
he
for
was
4
paying
weeks.
you,
He's not
sir?
capable.
He was paying you.
He gave me $1,000 for
This
4
is
weeks
the
worth of work, Your Honor.
That's the customer and the address.
4 weeks worth of work.
Sir, you
My
gave
regular wage, I make $30 an hour.
$1,500 cash.
But you said that was the agreement, sir.
There was no agreement. No, there wasn't.
Sir, I'm going to give you $1,500 for your items. You're not convincing me that he disposed of 6 or 7 fishing
He
rods
uses them.
that cost $500.
He's using them.
$1,500 is your judgment, sir. And with regard to yours, sir, I'm not convinced that he failed to complete the job. Have a good day. Your claim
Thank
is
you.
dismissed. $1,500 for the plaintiff.
He's a freaking liar, and that's all he is.
Truth is in the pudding.
Come on, let's go.
Abuser.